Hi everyone! Welcome back. I don't care if you don't talk. Welcome back to That Gasian Podcast, episode 4? I don't know. Is this 4? I lost count after the body hair one.
He lost count after 3.
Myself. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Ready for a night in bed?
Clearly.
I love this.
This was your idea, by the way.
Oh, I love it. I just feel like, Kamo, you better do.
Come on, no, she better don't. So, today, we are going to be talking about...
Dating. Dates. Meetup. Tinder? Now, quick trigger warning. If you are part of my family, you will be hearing stories about dating. So if this is not for you, maybe go on to the next, Bollywood film that you're watching.
You know what it is, what it is.
How do you find dating?
Oh, okay, so... Tough.
Oh.
How about you?
I mean, it's a minefield.
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to go straight in.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Okay. Best date.
Do you know what? To be honest, the best date for me came from someone I kind of already knew when I was... What can I do? Please help. Send help. You know when you kind of know somebody already and then you end up going on a date together? It's a bit more organic rather than somebody just met in a bar or an app.
Yeah.
So the best date for me was when I already kind of knew the person. So it was kind of really exciting because I already knew them and I really liked them.
Oh, cute.
And I remember thinking... It was one of the few times that I actually really cared about what the other person thought.
That's terrible.
Isn't it? But it's terrible, but that is how it feels because a lot of the time, if you don't really care, because the thing is, I like to be quite self-assured and confident, but when you really like someone, you actually care what they think of you.
Yeah.
And that for me is a bit of a sign. And so I definitely had that moment. My heart was a bit like,
oh, how cute.
It didn't work out though, so back to square one. Here we are again in kimonos.
Oh, cute.
So that for me the best date wasn't about the location or what we did. It was because of the background and the context.
So it was the feeling that came with that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about yours?
Best date.
Did it end a certain way?
Yes, it did.
Oh gosh, I don't know. When does it not? Have you ever been on a date that didn't end in that way?
Sure.
Oh, please. Maybe you need to expand your vocabulary, your dating vocabulary.
Worst date.
I've had so many bad dates.
Wait.
The worst one. Okay, just as top of my head, went to meet a guy and got to the pub and he was already eating food.
The one. I would do that. I was like, oh, quick snack.
And it was like, and he was like, yeah, I've just been to Waitrose. There's loads of shopping with him, like grocery shop.
Oh.
And then he's just having dinner, and I was like, oh well, I'll just get a drink and sit down. I was like, yeah, nice to meet you, chat. And then we had a really awkward conversation. He finished his dinner.
No.
I ordered some I don't know, I think I had some salted peanuts.
Of course you did.
And then I went home, and then on the way on the train, he was like, I'd love to meet you, but I really don't want to see you ever again.
What? Okay, so
that's just like a bad date. What about you?
Can we just pull this apart for a second? Firstly, why on earth did you even sit down?
Oh, burn. Do you think I should have just walked out?
Absolutely.
No, maybe.
No, listen, what you should have done is gone in, right, grabbed a chip off his plate. Thanks for coming. Not for me. Off you go.
You're right, you know. It was a while. It was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago. And so my confidence probably wasn't the same as it is now.
Yeah.
Which is still not that great. Which is fine.
we're working on that. So, okay.
So that was bad.
Worst date for me, I think it was a no-show.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So I did the usual coffee thing. So, Costa, God bless it, don't do anything other than Costa. I circled the car park, so I was going to be a little bit late, as you do, and wait in the car. So actually, you get that first look before you even get in there, to see if he's walking in or if he's already in there, whatever. Couldn't see him. Didn't know where he was, so I was like this. It's all right. Do you know what? Go in, grab a coffee, and wait.
Or two.
Maybe a piece of cake as well. Yeah. Just didn't show up. Literally until my third coffee, and he still didn't show up.
Any message?
No.
Do you ever him again?
No.
Profile?
Blocked.
He blocked you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think he blocked me anyway because it just said that this profile cannot be found.
Yeah.
So I think it was a block.
Yeah. That's really weird because it's not as though you've done anything to annoy him yet.
No.
Or to upset him, so why would he block you before meeting you? Unless he just changed his mind. Unless he actually woke up from his coke high and saw your photos.
Yeah, and thought, oh my god, he's way too good for me.
Yes.
Yes, that was the case.
What are you like to date?
Really easy. I am a simple person with simple needs.
Do people call you high maintenance for short? Is your nickname HM? Her Majesty High Maintenance. HM squared.
Do you know what?
HS2.
So, looking at me and the way that I live and the way that I portray myself, people have that misconception of me.
Oh.
They always do. Of being high maintenance. I'm high maintenance for myself, absolutely. But I don't think I am for dating. Maybe that's why I'm single. I mean, okay. Firstly, Firstly, no R. It is a choice.
It's men's choice not to date you, basically. Would you date an Asian guy?
100%. 100%. I think I would want to. This is going to sound really shady, but actually, I would prefer to date an Asian guy because of the cultural references, the culture, the language.
Okay. Yeah.
There's loads of factors within that.
How do you feel about guys that say, "I'll only date white men"? Because there are some gay Asian men that are like, "I don't only date white."
Listen, that's everyone's preference. It's people's preference, isn't it? You can't. That's like saying you like white chocolate is not dark. Oh god, that's a really bad metaphor, isn't it?
That's a really bad metaphor because I really love white chocolate.
I know. Yeah. Well, we've heard basic.
No, but my point is that to me, yes, it's a preference. But what if there's a white guy that says I only date Asian guys?
I mean, knock yourself out, mate.
What about if there's a white guy that says I don't date Asian guys?
Oh yeah, then I'll be like this.
See, there is something there.
I would be like this, well, you're missing out on all this hot caramel surprise, and you know what?
There's no real surprise there, is there? I mean,
No.
Come on, from that display that you've just shown.
Shh. That was a rookie mistake.
But that's not a preference then, is it?
Well, is it a fetish?
No. A white guy saying he won't date an Asian guy.
But what if he said that he only dates Asian guys?
That also I find a bit... Is it me they want, or is it just all of this?
Wow.
Who knows?
What a decision.
Take what I can get.
We've heard.
But do you know what I mean? Maybe it's a fetish. It is difficult because in that instance you don't know whether that person is really interested in you. If you wanted to meet a gay Asian man, how would you do it?
Babe, listen, I don't know. Here,
Yes.
again,
Send us a message.
call me.
Apps, not always good.
Well, actually, specific apps that are catered towards the Asian community, is really difficult because, so Shadi, for example, They don't do.
Shadi.com.
Yeah, they don't do same-sex.
Well, it's funny you mention this. They didn't. And at Christmas 2021, I think they released a statement saying they will look into it or they're going to do it. But I don't know if it's currently available. There has been some change somewhere, but please tell us, 'cause I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I've not checked.
But it's been a long time coming, and it's not exactly very well, accepted, is it?
Well, actually, no. My family is fine with it. Your family is fine with it. There's two.
That's true. That's
and
true.
Actually, we are becoming a bit more progressive in our communities. I feel, especially within the Asian community.
Do you know what I hate? You know when you meet someone and you're the one you're like, oh, meet by the fountain, and you're standing by the fountain and you feel like they could come from any direction. I don't know where they are. They can see me, but I can't see them. Have you ever had that?
So, firstly, are you dating in the 1920s?
No!
Were you wearing a red robe?
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll meet you there. So you go there and you're waiting. They're like, I'm on the way.
But babe, listen, it's not like blind date. You should see a profile picture or so.
No, you know who they are. But if it's a busy place, because it's a public place, there's loads of people around. You're constantly scanning. Is it you? Is that you? Do you look like your photo? Is that right? And you just never know who it is. They've never had that.
No.
And they do this sneaky thing where they call. Like I heard this before, where someone's called you to make sure it's you who they're walking towards.
Oh wow, no.
Yeah, I've had that.
No, thing is, I think I'm quite individual in the way that I look. So, I mean, you can't. I don't think there's another me out there.
I mean, I would say that you are
quite unique.
10 a penny.
Oh wait, doesn't that mean that there's like loads of me?
Yes.
You're stupid.
How would you know a date's gone well?
Well, you'd have a second one, babe.
Oh. No, but just like when you're leaving, do you expect a peck on the cheek? And which cheek?
Oh, no. No. We're not doing that. That's naughty. So, yeah, well, it's not going to be a handshake, is it? Let's be honest. I definitely go, I'm a hugger. So.
Oh, a what?
A hugger.
Okay.
So. Well, what did you think?
A hooker.
Only in episode 3.
Oh, that look was.
Shh. So yes, I'm a hugger. I'm a very touchy-feely person anyway. So I would expect a hug.
Oh.
Dating.
Oh, dates. Oh, that nervousness. You know when you just like, because I'm quite relaxed.
When?
Do you think I'm highly strung?
Absolutely.
What? No, wait, no.
Case and point.
That's ridiculous. Oh.
No.
What do you mean? I'm so chilled out right now. No, but I'm normally quite relaxed. Okay, when it comes to dating, like arranging it, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. It's cool, yeah. And then you go to meet that person, and within about a minute before you meet them, you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Do you ever have that? Do you ever have those nerves? Oh, you do.
No.
You never get nervous?
No.
Yes, you do.
I get nervous about silly things, like these videos or silly things like that. I don't get nervous about dating.
Do you think people have high expectations from dates?
I think they have high expectations from individuals.
Yes.
I don't think the dates per se. I have no standards, so I'm good.
I think maybe part of the problem is that we're also living in a world where we have Netflix and romance movies, and we all think we're going to have that magical moment. Yeah. And I want that too. That's the worst thing. And it's like,
yeah, but stop hanging around car parks. The thing is,
just go to Costco.
I love Costco. You're right.
And I think that expectation you put on yourself when you don't meet that person that makes you think, and it's really difficult.
It is tough. But I mean, again though, I'm a bit old school with that sort of stuff as well, where I want to meet someone randomly, not just on an app.
Yeah, me too. Maybe through a friend. That's a good place.
Yes, it is. Because then you know at least they're not really a psycho.
How much do you know about people? That's
Yes.
the problem.
It's-
Oh.
That's the thing. But this is the thing, though. Like, you have to meet new people and get to know them. Get to know the ones.
Part of them.
Yeah, what they want you to know. No. Oh, I've just realised what you said. No, not the naughty. No. But you kind of have to get kind of past that superficial dating of X, Y, and Z.
What's the kind of lengthiest, longest relationship you've had?
Many years.
Really?
Yes.
How many years?
7?
What?
7?
7 years.
7 years.
And did you, throughout that time?
What about you?
Oh, I'll be honest.
3 days. Isn't it?
I think the longest time probably has been about 2 or 3 months, max.
No.
Yeah.
He's a keeper.
Maybe I get a little bit bored, or maybe I just don't like to be tied down, maybe. I don't know. I am very willing to date, and I'm at the stage of my life, which is very young, that I would like to settle. I don't like settling down. I don't like the word settling down. You're not settling down. You're with someone. Doesn't mean you just like cut yourself off from the world. Settle down. It annoys me.
So, okay, that's great. Thank you for your feedback. But I do understand where you're coming from. For me, I think that's really all I've ever wanted to do. People see people like me as, oh, the life and soul of the party, blah, blah. I'm actually really boring.
I can...
You're an idiot, honestly.
What kind of things do you like to do on a date?
Okay, so, it needs to be quite informal, I think, definitely. No food.
What? Why not?
No food.
Because of...
Because I'm an eater. Right.
Oh, I thought you meant because of preparations.
No, not dirty stuff. No, not naughty stuff. I think a nice coffee.
Oh, okay. So
Right.
day date.
A day date.
Okay.
Because, again, I mean, I'm too fat to carry, so no one can really kidnap me.
You're so skinny.
Oh, God, thanks.
Don't turn to the side because I can't see you.
Stop. I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. So, yes, I think a date thing, because again, if the person you're on a date with is an absolute psycho or weird or both, it's an easy escape, isn't
But
it?
don't you think there's something nice about an evening date? You know, the mood is right, a glass of, tipple. A glass of something nice. And, the environment is a bit more conducive.
So
Would you say?
By tipple you mean a nice sherry?
I would love a sherry or a port.
Oh, of course you do. Yes, I do. But again, I would never drink on a first date.
Oh, please!
No.
You'd end a first date in a certain way, but no alcohol.
I have-
Oh, wait, yeah, great.
That's because I want to drive. I want to be in control of driving. And I need a quick escape if I need to get out. So I think so dating in this day and age, I think, is really difficult. There's so much pressure on not just Asian men and Asian women and everything in between. I think that the things... Look at the apps. You've got the Grinders and the Tinders and the Plenty of Fishers and eHarmony, if that's still a thing.
Hinge.
Hinge. All of those young things. To be honest, I think there's too much up front
Okay.
displayed.
Yes.
And actually, messages can quite quickly turn from, hey, how are you, to, oh,
Top or bottom.
there's,
Ooh.
yes,
Ooh.
yes. And
Where are you from?
where are you from? And then, oh God, there's a picture.
Oh.
That's not a face. A Richard pic.
A Richard pick. A Richard pick.
Yes.
I hate them. I just think, what is the point? What are you trying to do? And it's that weird male thing where men like instant gratification. So you're on the
Yeah.
app, you're speaking to a guy, and you're like, I want to know, you're hot, are you hot? What do you look like? And also, can I get you? And once someone's shared a
What,
Richard
like
pic,
in a snatcher kind of way?
not a snatcher, but I've got you. Like I have. What's the word? Wooed you, not wooed.
Wow.
No, not wooed. You
I
know.
have courted you.
No, I have.
Fair maiden.
Do you know what I mean? I've played the game and I've got you. You know, you're mine now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So the point is, I think men like to know they've done it. So once you have right shared the pic of the Richard, as in the guy shared it with you, and you talked about all the essential bits you want to know. Often I think the conversation just goes because it's like, well, now what? Because actually you've got to make a decision. There's a very finite time in those conversations where it can go either way. You either act on it and go meet them, or you just don't bother.
And 99.9% of the time,
They don't bother.
Yeah.
So it's a male thing of using the app to get the instant gratification, but you're not actually gratifying physically. It's just the knowing that you could almost.
But do you think then that's the problem? Because old school dating was you actually meet someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's that connection or not connection, etc. And then it flows.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that's what's missing. I think maybe that's what I know that's what I'm missing. That actually I don't want to sit there for hours and hours and hours and text and do all of that messaging back and forth. I really don't.
I really hate the idea of saying, what's your type? And I need to make a selection of, I want a guy like this height, this background,
Yeah.
Because I don't know. And you're right, if you meet someone, like you might say, I'm only looking for a top. But you meet the guy and you get on really well, and things in the bench, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
And it's the fact that you have too much choice up front makes it really hard. And I think it's further compounded for gay Asian people because as a minority you kind of
we're discriminating against each other at the best of times. You've got the caste system, you've got different religions, you've got skin colour.
Oh, that's very true. Or people who are like, I will date an Asian guy, but only if he's British born and not foreign born. But even though the same colour and the same religion and the same race,
yeah,
you have to be British. You have a British accent.
Yes, accent.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think skin colour is a really big one.
Have you ever experienced dating racism?
I don't know him.
Do you feel like people have maybe made a decision that isn't in your favour based on your race when it comes to dating? I.e., not whilst you're out, or hasn't shown interest in someone that you're interested in?
No, because I wouldn't really give them the time of day.
Yeah, you may not know because they might just not, you may not connect. I've seen profiles before that said white people only.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's an indirect, it's not necessarily you, not you, but it's just anyone that looks like you.
Yes. And to be honest with you, we're probably more British than them, which is odd.
Yeah, I definitely get triggered by that. And the whole "where are you from"? Where are you from is a very triggering question to ask any person of colour, because it's like so many things come to my mind. It's like, you might as well say, I want to know this about you, rather than where are you from? Because do you want to know that I'm from Coventry, or that I'm Sikh, or that my parents are Indian, or that I live in London, or my accent is from somewhere else? What do you want to know?
Yeah,
I find that really triggering.
Because when I'm asked that question like this, like Midlands, babe, what should be? And then they ask again, oh no, but where are you from?
Where are you really from?
Midlands. Did you want to see a birth certificate? I mean, it is.
I mean, listen, I don't mean to sound like I get annoyed. It's just, I don't know what to say because I don't know what they want to know. If people say to me, what's your ethnic origin? Then even though I just think, okay, here we go, at least I know what they mean.
Yeah, and then you just not reply.
Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I do. I really do.
I've definitely had a situation before where I've spoken to people on out and they've said to me, "Oh, are you Arabic?" I'm like, "No, I'm Indian," and then they've just stopped talking to me. I've definitely had that before.
See, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go over to the skin colour again, because again, that is something that has been kind of put into our minds that the lighter skinned you are, the more attractive you are.
Right. Okay.
And actually, probably even our generation passed that on to the future generation. Do you know what I mean? Well, definitely yours.
That's the point about dating, is that it really, even within your demographic and your minority, because we're quite intersectional in the kind of, do you know what that means?
I mean, did you see my face then for a minute? Like, what do you mean, like at traffic lights?
Red. Green. Got the green light.
Red. Amber.
No, basic intersectionality is the fact that there's layers of minority. So you've got Asian, and you've got Punjabi, and you might have your religion, and then you might have LGBTQ. So it's all the different types of things that you are.
That's a terrible tick box exercise.
Well, yeah, but the point is, because of the oil layers, what I mean is, even within your demographics, you can be so different. Like, there are people like us who fill the same boxes, who are out there, doing things with people. Be safe, peeps.
I'm not getting involved in that. So
I will just like to shout out the various gay Asian associations that could possibly be a good way to meet other people. So, for example, the Gay Indian Network, the GIN Network, they're based in London and in Birmingham, which is great. There's Sarbath, which is
the Sikh
gay
community.
Sikhs,
Yes,
absolutely.
they're brilliant. They are. I've heard.
There's Gaysians.net, I think.
Is that? I've not seen that one.
I haven't seen their meetup, but there are a couple of organisations. So I guess there's a way we could go and meet other gay Asian people, and I have been to one of the GIN meetups at the LGBTQ Centre in Southbank, which is a lovely little centre to go to, by the way. Have you been there?
No.
It's nice. It's a community centre. It's free to go in. There's a few resources and stuff on the walls and stuff, and people are really friendly to talk to.
That's nice. That's actually quite comforting to hear, actually.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I think we should go. Let's go.
We should go to. Oh, and club nights, because there were like the gay Asian Bollywood nights. Club Sathi.
Oh my god!
One.
Listen,
But then it's the whole thing, then, isn't it? And also, Asian nights out, which is all a bit like attitude-y, and then you've got gay Asian nights out. I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the most relaxing, is it?
No.
Unless you've got like a big group of friends, maybe.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think it's very territorial.
Oh. Have you been to a gay Asian club night?
No.
Oh, Club Carly's another big one in London. I forgot. Sorry.
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yes.
Of course you have.
Club Carly, which used to be in
Tufnell
Park above the Dome nightclub. It was a bit like being at an Indian wedding, because they played a little Bollywood music. Loads of tables, people just dancing around, but gay. It was really, really good, actually.
That's nice. When's the next one?
I think it's every month. There's
yeah.
Asifa Lahore does it.
Oh my god.
Asifa Lahore is a DJ, I think.
Oh my god.
So
really?
maybe we should just get out there more and not be in kimonos and sing.
This is what we do, and then we wonder why we can't find.
How do you feel about dating post-pandemic? Is it all okay now? Would you just carry it as normal?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to blame COVID, but actually it was the same before COVID. I feel that I just never had the time.
Oh, fair enough.
I never had the time.
Yeah.
COVID's now just a really cool excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely feel like COVID has I wasn't that bothered before, and now COVID has just made me think, oh, there's absolutely no way that I'm doing it now.
Absolutely.
And it's just given me a legitimate reason to not do it.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely agree.
Did you do any Zoom dating during COVID?
No, I didn't.
I definitely did.
Oh, stop. Babe, that wasn't me.
It wasn't you. And it was really interesting because people were like Zoom dating from all over the country, because it didn't really matter because no one could meet up. So you could zoomed it with someone in Scotland and be like, normally you wouldn't do it because they're so far away, but because it was in the middle of the pandemic, they're like, yeah, let's have a date, let's have a chat.
But, so wasn't that just a sex video?
There was no sex video, it was just chit chat. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite nice because it just gave us something positive to think about rather than the constant BBC News updates which I'd get on my phone.
To that, I would say get a hobby. So,
how do you think dating could be better for you, gay Asian people, for anyone?
I think this stigma around the Asian community with regards to status, religion, belief systems, caste systems, all of that, I think that needs to be knocked on the head a little bit. I think it's a very old school way of doing it. Also, to be honest with you, if my mum can find me an arranged marriage, I'm in.
Oh, if we could have an arranged gay marriage service, please, I would be so happy with that because it would just save so much time.
Agreed, absolutely.
Although it does contradict what I said earlier about getting to know someone. But, you know.
But the thing is, do you know what? So, I think with an arranged marriage, I think it's as long as it's consensual.
An arranged introduction, we should say.
Yeah,
that's a better way of thinking about
an
it.
arranged introduction. I agree, because nowadays it's not the first person you get arranged with you marry. Do you know what I mean?
Or you meet them on the wedding day.
Yeah.
I actually know someone who did that willingly. About 10 years ago, he was like, I wanted to have an arranged marriage where, do you know what, I just wanted to meet her on the day of on the wedding because it was traditional and really wanted it.
I don't know how.
Could you imagine? Oh no, not for me.
I mean.
Oh, it would just be.
Well, you'd be blessed if it was someone like me, but I mean, vice versa. I'd be horrified. The issue that I've got is dating in itself is very time consuming.
Yes, and expensive and tiring.
Yeah, like I have enough with work and home and trying to hoover at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Food, you mean?
Did you just call me fat?
You are so thin.
You know what? So
yeah, it's a whole, and that part puts me off. It puts me off thinking, right, I've got to. It's like another job, isn't it?
It's the thing is. So I know this is going to sound really terrible, but I don't want to have to get to know somebody all over again.
But don't you think if it's the right person, you really enjoy the process? That's the whole point.
No.
Well, what do you want from the end point then, apart from,
No.
Well, that's going to happen immediately.
Naughty. That's naughty. I am not that person anymore.
Do you like being romanced?
Yeah, I could take a Big Mac.
Did you like chicken Big Macs?
I did.
Delicious.
Anyway, so, do I like to be romanced? Who doesn't?
Sometimes it's a bit cheesy.
Yeah, but
I appreciate the effort. If someone makes the effort, I'm here for it. I'm like, bring it.
But do you find it a bit cute?
It depends. It depends what it is. I mean, it depends what your idea of romance is. If you think, oh, I'm going to take you to Poundland because that's your date of romance, then that person is not for me.
Okay. You mean the actual shop Poundland, not... Oh...
Either or would not be a good interpretation of romance for me.
Okay.
I think both would.
Listen.
Right up your...
Do not
alley.
Badmouth Poundland. That is...
I'm not bad. I'm just saying it's not a romantic destination. It's not a romantic hotspot.
It is for me, guys. Bring it. So, okay, but then again, it's not about the location. It's about that feeling that you get with that individual, isn't it?
Do you know what? The more we think about it, I would love that. Would you go on a double date with me?
As long as it didn't end in a double anything.
Oh, God.
I mean...
Could you imagine if we found two people that were like us?
We'd never be compatible.
but that would be compatible for us.
The thing is, yes, that would be great, but if I'm honest with you, I think we just end up talking all night.
Well,
Or I'll be like this, Honey G,
I don't know who that is.
You do. You know that that's my nickname for you. And so, but I'm like this, babe. You gonna finish that?
Leave my fries alone.
Nope.
Those McNuggets are mine.
And I'm
So
like,
no, it'll be a McDonald's.
yes. Oh my god, classiest date ever.
I would love a McDonald's date.
I would. I love McDonald's. McFlurry all the way.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. One of the worst dates, another worst date story I've got to tell you this. So it was about 10 years ago, and I had met someone from a night out in a kebab shop at the end of a gay Asian night in Birmingham.
Oh, okay. I wondered where you were going with this.
And a few weeks later, he was like, "Oh, I'm at my parents' house in Luton. Why don't you come down?" I was on the way to London. He's like, "Oh, it's on the way. Just come down and hang out." And literally, and I genuinely mean, okay, sure, innocently. So I got down there.
There was nothing innocently
No,
about
no,
this.
genuinely. Come and have a Vimto, because I'm really into Vimto. And I got into the house, and he was on his own. Lovely guy, very nice. Chat, just a chit chat, and I mean nothing else happened, just a chit chat. I'm genuine. I will tell you. I've got nothing to lose. And then I was like, "Oh, where's your family?" I was like, "Oh, they've gone out. They're not coming out back for hours." And then we were sitting in the lounge, and all of a sudden, lights appeared in the driveway,
No.
and family had returned. And I'll never forget his face. He was like, "Get upstairs, hide right now."
No. What?
So he took me upstairs into
How
his
old were you
bedroom.
both?
It was like 2 years ago, like 22.
Okay, right.
So we rushed upstairs, and he was like, took me to his bedroom, and he was like, "You wait here."
This is all a ploy.
He said, "You wait here, and if anyone knocks on the door, just do not answer." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And at this point, I was like, "Do you know what? I'm just going to go downstairs." But I couldn't. I was like, it was too late. You know that moment's passed where you make a decision either way, right? So then I was standing in there, and he went off, and then I could hear two women come up the stairs talking,
No.
and then they were walking towards the door, and I was like, they're going to come into this room. So there was a little key,
No.
and as I locked it, they tried to open it,
Dude.
and then they were like, "Why is this door locked? Is someone in there?" And I was like this, and they went running downstairs, right? And then a minute later, this guy came back up and he knocked on the door and he said, "Oh, it's me, open up." And I opened the door to the sight of the guy and his big sister.
No.
And she looked at me. It was, imagine if the doors open, it's like this. Like that. It was a straight on, "Who the are you?" And I was like, "Hi, I'm Gurb. I'm not crazy." That's what I said.
Oh.
And then,
That's what the same person
she looked
says.
at her brother and she went, "You can do what you want."
Oh no.
And then I literally, while he distracted the family, I sneaked out, heart pounding, and ran out the house. Never saw him again.
Okay, so
That is a bad date, right? Is that a bad date?
that I wouldn't even call that a date. I would call that a fumble.
There was no football.
No, not that kind of fumble. I would just say that it's the weirdest
It was terrible.
3-year-old date ever.
It was terrible. I felt awful.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow.
Live to tell in the day. Live to tell the tale.
Live to tell.
So,
Dating. The world of dating.
go out, date, eat medjool dates. Delicious.
Eat your what?
Medjool dates.
Hi. Okay.
Have you ever heard of bacon wrapped dates?
Stop.
Anyway.
Well,
Well, Raj, I appreciate you.
I love you too.
I tolerate you.
You're an idiot.
Thank you for the week. It's time to go to bed in our.
Come on, nurse, you better down.
I will see you
Next week.
see you next time. Thank you very much, everyone.
Love you all.
Bye.
Mwah. Bye. Stop that. Bye.